Good evening, dear participants, and our today's eminent speaker, Dr. Sachin Kashyap, sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Accounting and Finance, Mittal School of Business, Phagwara, Punjab. My name is Chandan V, Research Scholar, Department of Management Sciences, Mahatma Gandhi Central University. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of Department of Management Sciences, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, in our capacity building program on research and publication ethics organized by Department of Management Sciences. Our today's session is on the topic artificial intelligence and research, application of neural network in social science. And it will be delivered by our today's resource person, Dr. Sachin Kashyap, sir. But before that, I would like to take this opportunity to have few lines about our today's speaker as a brief introduction. Sachin Kashyap sir is an assistant professor in the Department of Accounting and Finance, Mittal School of Business, lovely professional university, Phagwara, Punjab. He received in Masters in Commerce as well as Masters in Economics from Punjab University, Chandigarh, and earned his PhD in Management from the Central University of Himachal Pradesh. Prior to this, he was working as a senior research fellow at the Central University of Himachal Pradesh. He has published several research papers, and most of them are in ABDC and Scopus listed referred journals of national and international repute. Sir, you have attended several conferences and seminars and presented various research papers. Sir, your research interest includes foreign forex management, corporate finance, consumer behavior, and entrepreneurship. Now, without losing any more time of this session, I hand over the dais to Dr. Alka Lalhal, ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Management Sciences, for a formal welcome address. Ma'am, if you can hear me, over to you.
Yeah, am I audible, Chandan?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you, Alka?
I am fine, sir. How are
Fine,
you?
fine, fine. It's nice to meet you.
Uh,
Alka and Swati was my juniors
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
in the research. So you are.
Sir, as not many of for all the participants and the organizers, I would like to put this on record that sir has been my senior. When I did my MBA from Central University of Himachal Pradesh, he was a research scholar under our dean of the school, and he has also taken some of my classes during MBA. And after that, when I joined MBA again, my PhD again, he was my senior in the PhD. So it is an honor, sir, to have you here. On behalf of the Department of Management Sciences, I welcome you. And it will be a privilege for me to hear you once again through this session. So thank you. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, thank you. Uh, so thank you first of all, the Central Mahatma Gandhi Central University of Bihar, the Honorable Dean Sir, okay, the other faculty members, Mr. Pavnesh Kumar. I think he's the dean. Okay, so Mr. Pavnesh Kumar ji and the other faculty members, the research scholars, okay, in giving me the opportunity to share my views. Okay, so actually it is rather more an interaction. Okay, so I'm still a learner. Okay, I'm not an expert, but still I am a learner, so that I may learn. Okay, I try to share, you know, the my research. Okay, so and with theoretical and the applied information in the today's lecture. So let me first share my entire screen. So is it visible, Chandar?
Yes, sir, it is. It is visible, sir.
Okay, okay. So thank you very much once again. So friends, uh, this is rather more an interactive session. So the topic, that is the emerging topic, the artificial intelligence in research. Okay, the application of neural network in social sciences. So friends, in the today's lecture, okay, I will try to make a summation of the theory and the applied. Okay, the theory and the practical. So first, in the first part, uh, I will share with you the theoretical portion of the neural network about the artificial intelligence. The second part, I will try to share with you some models on a software that is the statistical package of social sciences. I have the data with me and many of the research papers that I'm working. So I try to show you with the help of that software. Okay, but theory is also very much important. Without that, you will not be able to know uh, what uh, what is this technique all about. So artificial neural network, okay, is a part of artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence, if you know, it is basically a branch of computer science, which include a variety of iterations, the calculations portion. Okay, so with the algorithms, the mathematical algorithms. Okay, and having its, you can say, the more broader area, if we talk about the machine learning and the deep learning techniques. So when we talk about the machine learning, deep learning, so these are the extension, or you can say the other further branches of artificial intelligence. So neural network is one of them. So artificial intelligence, if we simple say, it is a branch of computer science. Okay, so based on some mathematical models. Okay, mathematical models of the brain. So generally, students, there is a common, you can say, biasness, or you can say the perception. Okay, perception in our mind that artificial intelligence techniques. Okay, these are just so yes, these are, you can say, applied only in the natural sciences. When I was a researcher, I had never thought that I will conduct this research in applying the artificial intelligence techniques. Or when I entered, joined the university, so I was thinking that I will be using the econometrics or the statistical techniques. So there, suddenly I came to know that the artificial intelligence is also applicable in the social sciences. So there is a biasness about that. The AI techniques, okay, are basically used in natural sciences. If I talk about, say, for an example, the medicines, okay, bioengineering, automotive. So this is a generally a tendency, you can say. So that it was used, or it was being used in those areas. But with the help, you can say, in the current scenario, guys, so this technique is widely being applicable in other fields also. Okay, so social sciencing is the emerging trend. So social sciencing, in the social sciences, sorry, so this technique is widely being used. So addressing the current, okay, and you can say the complex and the social issues. So these intelligent approaches, okay, are very much being applied by the social scientists. So if with the advancement of technology, okay, especially in the field of artificial intelligence, like the intelligent techniques, like the fuzzy logic, okay, fuzzy logic, support vector machines. So these are the big techniques of artificial intelligence. The data mining is further extension. Data mining, we have more data, the, you know, the data points is in lakhs, in crores, the numbers. So how to handle that? So there, these AI, machine learning, okay, advanced computing techniques are being applied. So social scientists, so in the social sciences, so these are being used. So artificial intelligence is used in a growing range of human activities. Okay, so human activities, like the, if we talk about in the natural sciences, so humanoid robots, okay, clever machines, or you know, if you use the mobile, okay, most of us use a Siri option. So we, you know, in the mobile, we basically, when we use the mobile, we say, the number, okay, dial this number, dial Chandan or particular person. So that the student, or whatever the name of the number, that is dialed. So this is just you can say, the application of artificial intelligence. So innovations in artificial intelligence will, you can say, the soon outdo human decision-making abilities. So artificial intelligence is changing our lives. Okay, it is changing our lives in our excitement. So the latest devices, try to bridge the gap. Okay, between our knowledge. Okay, and how we adopt that knowledge. So artificial intelligence techniques. Okay, it can extract the information about our private lives. Okay, for an example, you can say, or in the banking sector, if we have made the, or you can say, the previous defaults. Okay, so the data is automatically the interlinked. So the future, in the future, this information can be extracted easily with the help of artificial intelligence techniques. So now, guys, so this is a little bit of introduction that I discussed. So the areas where the artificial intelligence technique that is being applied, the sector-wise uh, application of artificial intelligence. So that I will discuss. Then, especially in the social sciences, the obstacles followed by the theory of this artificial intelligence. After that, I will discuss with you the real life examples where this AI techniques is being applied. So first of all, the sector-wise application of artificial intelligence. So, guys, the healthcare sector, automobile sector, finance, surveillance, social media, entertainment, education, okay, gaming, robotics, agriculture, e-commerce. So it is being applied because these are some of the area of social sciences. So when we talk about the crop selection, okay, so if we talk about agriculture is somehow interlinked with the crop selection. So AI based solutions, these are ideal for crop selection. They can take complex parameters like soil type, monsoon dates, okay, the or availability and affordability, okay, uh, of the depend upon the availability of the or affordability of data. So crop selection, the artificial intelligence techniques are being applied. So which soil is good or bad? Okay, monsoon dates. So crop selection. The second one is the crop monitoring area, where this AI techniques are being applied. Like you can say the IoT drones or the satellite imaging, so authentic data. You can say that can be collected from the fields, monitored, okay, based upon the application or application of artificial intelligence techniques. Similarly, about the environment. So when I talk about the environment, okay, prediction. So one of the strong application of artificial intelligence is the prediction area where it is being applied. So prediction of what? Prediction of cyclones, floods, natural disasters, okay, due to climatical or anthropogenic changes. So there you can say the AI techniques can be used. Similarly, the other very important area, this is the healthcare sector. So in the healthcare sector, okay, radiology, okay, radiology, cancer detection. So cancer detection is the one area where this technique is being used. Similarly, if we talk about our country, the national security of the country, okay, see cyber attacks. So cyber attacks in one area where this technique is being applied. So guys, so the sector-wise application of AI is very much there. So if we talk about our field, in your field also, because this is what we say, the School of Commerce and Business. So finance, in the finance field, so finance, the education field, AI is being applied. So, okay, so that I will be discussing here. So stock market prediction, okay, so application of artificial intelligence in social sciences. So guys, the first area that is where the in our sector this artificial intelligence technique is being applied is the stock price predictions on the foreign exchange price predictions. In my when I conducted my doctorate, so I forecasted, I worked upon the foreign exchange market. So foreign exchange market predictions. So I worked upon that. So I have applied this artificial neural network to forecast about the foreign exchange, the exchange rates, particularly the US dollar and what it is, the Great Britain pound. Similarly, bond rate predictions, foreign exchange predictions, fraud and risk detection. So fraud and risk detection is used by the bankers. In the bankers, so bankers can detect whether if the loan is being given. So what are the chances that this particular you can say the client may default or not. So I will show you with the help of data also. So to detect the fraud or risk. Similarly, marketing forecast. So in the marketing forecast, just hold on. Yes.
Naveen Singh, do you have any
Yes.
query? Do you have
Yes,
any
sir.
question?
Yes, I have a question, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir,
Naveen,
before should I ask or should I ask later in the question session?
later, you type in the chat box. Otherwise, I will.
Okay, sir.
Chandan, you do one thing. You type in the chat box. Okay.
Sure, sir.
So in the last, share this question with me. I will answer.
Okay, sure.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So it
Naveen
depends,
Singh,
because
please drop your query in the chat box. We
Chat
will
box.
address it in the last,
In the
in
last.
the end of the session.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it will, otherwise it will, stop the flow of the lecture if I start answering in the middle.
No, sir. It's okay.
Okay.
Please
So
continue.
fraud and risk detection. Similarly, marketing forecast. So we can forecast in the field of marketing the consumer behavior. Okay, so consumer behavior, the investment behavior, investor psychology, and behavior analysis. So the personality traits. Okay, in the psychology field also, this technique is being applied. You can say the personality traits are there, and whether this particular, what is the effect on the investors perception. So application of artificial intelligence is in these further areas. So these are the areas where this technique is being applied. So sector-wise application, yes.
Sorry,
Now,
sir.
yes,
Sorry
yes.
for interrupting you, sir. Sir, you have stopped presenting the
No,
screen,
I have
I
not.
think.
I think I have not
Siddharth
stopped. I have. It is being. It is
Yes,
being.
yes, the PPT is not visible, sir, at our end, sir.
Just hold. Is it visible now?
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir, it is visible now, sir.
Okay.
Is it visible?
Okay. So what are the key artificial intelligence initiatives by the Indian government? If we talk about the recently, the government of India has taken, the budget, okay, the expenditure to Digital India, the $477 million to boost the artificial intelligence, the cyber security, machine learning, robotics. Okay, so this is the, you can say, particularly in the field of artificial intelligence to promote the e-governance, e-banking, e-education, e-health. Okay, so the Union Finance Minister Miss Nirmala Sitharaman. So this initiative has been laid down. So this is the key initiative by the Indian government in this sector. Similarly, if the further initiatives like our government has US India, okay, AI initiative has been taken. India US Science and Technology Forum has been launched to foster AI innovations. Then the Applied AI Research Center in Telangana has been established, okay, so to promote research in this area. Similarly, the MCA 3 portal is basically the Ministry of Corporate Affairs recently launched a new version of its portal, okay, so which to in order to boost the artificial intelligence and the machine learning, similarly the AI portal. So these are the initiatives taken by the government of India. So guys, there are some obstacles also. Obstacles I think I will discuss with you in the last. So these are the different techniques of artificial intelligence that are being applied in the social sciences. So artificial neural networks, support vector machines, fuzzy logic hybrid models. Okay, so today I will tell you this artificial neural network. Okay, followed by the hybrid model. The hybrid model is basically the summation of you can say the linear plus non-linear techniques. So hybrid model, that's why we have. So I will discuss these two main techniques. So first, starting with the neural network. So the first theory portion, this is important. So you will understand this neural network. So then I will discuss with you this real life examples with the data. So friends, the base of artificial neural network. So this is based upon our human brain. So all of you know that in the human brain we have the biological neuron, the dendrites, the nucleus, the cell body, the axon, and the synapses. Oh, sorry, synapses. It's not the synopsis. Sorry. So the term neural, okay, has its origin from our nervous system. So the neurons or the nerve cell present in the brain and other parts of animal body of our body, you can say. So when we talk about dendrites, so in our human brain, so dendrites receives signals from other neurons. So similarly, we have the cell body. Cell body, we call it soma. So sums the, you can say, the incoming signals to generate input. Similarly, we have the axon. Axon stands for information is summed. Okay, so the sum reaches to threshold value. You can say the signal travels down. So with the help of this axon, the signals travels from one part to the another part of the brain. That is what the axon functioning is. Similarly, we have the synapses. Synapses here is basically the interconnection between the neurons and the one neuron and the another neuron. So this is you can say the base of this artificial neural network. So well, I'm not a biology student, but I try to explain you a little bit of biology. Now in social sciences, this is the actual model that is being applied. Okay, that may be used. Okay, so designing of multi-layered feed forward neural network, that this model is basically used by the researchers in their work. So I have applied this model in my research. So what is this feed forward neural network model? So there is three layers. Okay, one is the input layer. So it is quite visible to you guys. So input layer is there. We have the hidden layer also. We have the output layer also. So there are three layers. So in the artificial neural network model, so the inputs, so inputs are I1, I2, I3, I4, I5. Okay, these are the inputs. Okay, so these inputs, okay, it is an input of the architect of multiple layer of neurons, and these are transferred through weighted links. So you are seeing these weighted links W1, W2, W3 up to W1. Okay, so these are transferred through weighted links. So there is a processing stage here. So I1 it passes here. So there is a processing stage here at F. Okay, so processing stage. So what is this processing stage here? So this is the example of processing stage. So these are the inputs from other neurons. So these are processed here. So here indirectly you can say that these inputs are converted into an output. So this is the WI, this is W1, I1. I1 is the neuron or the inputs. I2 is the input or neuron. I3 is the input or neuron, you can say. So these are summated here with this function, the mathematical function. So these all are processed here, you can say, and with the help of an activation function. Now, what is an activation function? So activation function is that function which converts the input into an output, So that is, we call it as activation function. So activation function, there are lot of activation functions. Okay, like the activation functions are both at the hidden and the output layer. So this is the hidden layer. So one activation function you will see here. Similarly, there is a one activation function. This is here F. So here there are two activation functions. Okay, so these convert the input into an output. So there are a lot of activations function that I had already said to you. One is the, sorry, yes, sigmoid, hyper. So these are the mathematical hyper activation functions: sigmoid, hyperbolic, tanh, identity, exponential. So tanh, this is the tanh activation functions. So this activation function is the highest, or its results are more accurate. So the results of this activation functions are accurate. So it is widely being used. So why it is accurate? Because this is not I'm saying, this is the research. So if you look at the past research papers, so past research papers, when you will see that the activation functions that is mostly being used is the tan h hyperbolic tan h function that is being used. So sin x upon cos x. So ex is the exponential value. So x is basically nothing but your the x is the input here. If I say, so this is x, so summation of this wi I1, W2, I3, I2, W3, I3. So this is the summation. So Ex, so X is the total here. So here the with the help of these activation functions, the output is calculated. Now the question is, so this is the model that I have discussed with you. So in the research, so what we will do? So in the research, so what we will do, okay? So yes. So in the research, students, so I1, I2, I3. Now for an example, all of us know regression analysis. Okay, there is an independent variable and there is a dependent variable. Okay, so if I say, if I am to, my sale is dependent upon, so sale is dependent upon many variables. So my output will be the sales. So output will be the sales. And what are the inputs? These are my independent variables. So they are my independent variables. Similarly, for an example, if I say about the foreign exchange market, in the foreign exchange market, I am to define or calculate what is the foreign what is the exchange rate. So my exchange rate will be my you can say will be the dependent, that is the output. I want that I want to calculate this dependent variable, that is the exchange rate. So independent variable, there are so many independent variables to know about the exchange rate, central bank intervention, inflows and outflows of the what we say, the foreign exchange, okay, the gross domestic product. So say there are so many variables. Similarly, if we talk about the marketing field, in the marketing field we have so suppose we want to know the consumer behavior, so consumer perception, okay, so consumer perception, the consumer behavior, you want to know the customer satisfaction. So customer satisfaction will be at the output. This is what the output that we want. My customer is satisfied. In the banking sector, suppose if I want to find out the effect of what are the factors which affect the customer satisfaction. Okay, there are so many factors which affect the customer satisfaction, like that is the services. Okay, the services is one sector, and the quality of service, the time, okay, the scenario. So we are bringing it on a scale, so that they are the inputs. So in the field of in the applied research, so my inputs, they are the independent variables and the output is my dependent variable. So this is about the application, or what is about the neural network. So type of activation functions I discussed. Now the important points that everybody should know before using or applying this technique. That is about the selection of input variables. So in this step, we select the input variables, okay, which contributes to the forecasting variables as defined. So my input variables, as I already discussed with you, the input variables are the independent variables, okay. Now the second thing is the specifying the neural network. So the neural networks, so it consists of selection of number of neurons in the input layer. So students, if we look at it, so here we have I1, I2, I3, I4. There are the 4 independent variables. So if I am taking 4 independent variables, so if I write it, so my network will be 4 independent variable. Now it is up to me how many variables I will take in the hidden layer. So this is the hidden layer here. So in the hidden layer, I will take, okay, so I can take one neuron in the hidden layer, or I can take 2 neuron or 3 neuron, or 4 or 5 or 10, 7, 8. It is up to me. So this is about what the model is. Suppose I take 4, 7. So output will be the 1. So 4, here the 4 is my, what we said, this is my inputs. 7 is the neurons in the input layer, hidden layer. And this is my output. So this is my output, 4, 7, 1. So 4 is the number of inputs. So it varies from papers to papers, or you can say from the research to research. So if we are suppose conducting a study on any consumer behavior sort of, so if I am taking 7 or 8 independent variables, so in that case, suppose I take 8 independent variables. So in this case, number of neurons in the input layer will be 8. So 8 independent variables I will take. So now the hidden layer we have the number of neurons. So these are the hidden layer, how much neurons I will take. Okay, so it is up to us. We can take 4, we can take 5, we can take 1, we can take 3 also. Okay, suppose I take 6. So 8, 6, then 1. 1 is the output. So 8, 6, 1. 8 is my, what we say is the input, and 1 is the output. So now the question is, how much neurons to be taken in the hidden layer? So again, guys, this is a debatable question. So if you look at the previous research papers, you will see that the researchers have tried different combinations. So different combinations, they took 5 and then experimented from 1 to 10 neurons in the hidden layer. So 1 to 10 neurons, they have tried it and then have chosen a model which is, you can say, which has lowest error. So mean square error, or sum of square error, or root mean squared error. So the error, on the basis of error, we select a particular model. So neural network, so we have to specify a neural network. So this is a very important point, so that we should consider. Similarly, guys, the third important point is the training the network and forecasting. After that, the network is trained. Okay, the network is trained. So for training of the network, we have to keep the training and testing. So 70% data to be trained, okay, or tested. If 70% data is used for, if I write it here, training, okay, 70% data will be used for training, and the remaining 30% data may be used for testing purpose. 30% data may be used for testing purpose. Again, it depends upon us. So 65, we can take 60. So there is no rigidness that we should take 70% data for training and the remaining 30% data will be used for testing purpose. So we can take suppose 60% data for training and the remaining 40% data we can use for testing purposes. So, but if you the research papers, if you you will see the previous research paper. So some researchers have taken 70% data, some have taken 80% data. So it is up to their wish. So the justification they have given might be that if I am taking suppose say 70% of the data, so it says that the 70% of data may be used for training purpose because it considered maximum data points for training purposes. So these are the important points that are to be considered. So guys, this is about the theory of neural network. So input layer, hidden layer, and output layer. So one more thing that I forgot to discuss with you. There we have one hidden layer. So in some papers, so there may be more than one hidden layer. So there some papers have taken two hidden layers also. So the accuracy will be improved, but there is a one drawback. So that drawback is that so it will increase the iteration process, the calculation process. So this is a drawback of neural network also. So it increase the iteration processes. So guys, so this is how do neural network work. This is an example I discussed with you. We most of us okay, you have the iPhones. Okay, so if we ask Siri a question in the Siri that I already gave the example, let us say what is the time, because neural network is also used in speech recognition also. So what is the time? So input layer, so what is the first input, is the second input, D is the third input, and time is the fourth input. So these are the inputs. So input layer, so there are four inputs. So these are the hidden layers. So here we have the two hidden layers. So hidden layer, guys, 1 2 3 4 5. So it is the 5 neurons in the hidden layer. So it is up to us, it is up to the researcher how many hidden layers he or she can take. So what is the output? So here we have the output. So output of course will be the time. So the mobile, okay, if we have opened the internet, so the time will be discussed. So this is a time right now, it is 7 o'clock or 7:07. So the answer will be 7 to 7. Okay, so this is how this is a common example in the speech recognition. Similarly, the other example, if I say about in the healthcare sector, okay, cancer risk. So input layer, output layer, and the hidden layer. So this is the data. Male and female is the one input. Age is the second input. Height is the third input. Weight is the fourth input. If the particular person does smoking, or he or she does not smoke. Similarly, alcohol intake, yes or no. So we have the hidden layers, and what is the output? The output is cancer risk. So here we have the activation functions also. So it is also being applied in healthcare sector, particularly the what we said, the cancer risk. So guys, so this is about the structure of neurons, the neural network that I discussed with you. So now the obstacles, one is the this is more an interdisciplinary approach. So the interdisciplinary approach, students, the interdisciplinary approach, because some of us think that this is a computer-based technique. Okay, so it is beyond my reach. It is an engineering technique. It is beyond my reach. But so they face, challenges in applying this tool in their particular area. So when I started using this technique, so I also faced this type of issues. But with more improvement, or with more, these days online materials and good research papers are there. So I came to know about this technique. Similarly, about interpretation and the prediction. So how to interpret the result? Okay, so this is the one challenge that is faced by the researchers. So I will suggest that the best way to do make the interpretation is to, you can say, uh, go to the research papers. Similarly, resistance to AI, of course, everybody who is not very much familiar with the computer, he or she tries to resist artificial intelligence, okay, techniques. So, guys, so this is about the biological, the model of neurons that I have discussed with you. So, the software now, uh, in which software this technique is applied. So one is the R package. So R package is free of cost. Okay, so provided you know the information about the, you have the knowledge about the coding. Okay, so the, if you know the coding, so R package, R is the best software. So you can use this software using the I mean, sorry, applying, you can apply this technique in R package. Similarly, SPS is also has this proficiency, statistical package of social sciences. So VICA, I will use it on SPSs. Statistica is one software, and MATLAB is the one software. So these are the software, guys, that are being used. Okay. Uh, Now, students, I discuss with you the real life examples. Okay, just hold on. So with the help of software, okay, I will try to discuss with you. Just hold on. Let me first give me a few seconds. Let me open. Just 1 minute. Uh, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, students, so let me discuss the practical. So one thing that I discussed with you right now is the theory. So the theory portion I have discussed, the neurons, how, what are the inputs, and what is the output. So guys, first of all, this is my research also. The area is the banker can analyze the customer satisfaction by determining the factors affecting the internet banking. Okay, so internet banking, all of you know that it is widely being applied. So as a researcher, suppose we want to conduct research. Okay, we want to analyze the factors affecting internet banking or the e-banking. Okay, and what is the effect on the customer satisfaction? So what is the effect on the customer satisfaction that I want to know, I want to study? So the factors affecting customer satisfaction. So of course, those factors are the my independent variables, and the customer satisfaction is the dependent variables. So this is the model. So security and privacy is the one, you can say, is the one of my independent variable, that my customers are satisfied. Okay, I show you a questionnaire also. Then how we will run it on the SPSS software and how the results will come. So I will also discuss. So security and privacy is the one factor. Okay, is the one independent variable, and customer satisfaction is the dependent variable. So here we will apply the artificial neural network. Similarly, guys, issues and problem handling. So problem handling is the one of the independent variable. Reliability. Yes,
Uh,
yes.
Sir, if you can just zoom your screen, because uh, the words are very, we cannot read the word.
I will show you the questionnaire also. So don't
Okay,
worry
okay,
about, this is
fine, sir.
only the model. So this is a questionnaire. No, don't worry about it. So this is a questionnaire that I will discuss. So then the SPSS I have already opened. So I will we will run it there also. So don't worry about that. So yes. So issues and problem handling. So only look at this, issues and problem handling. So issues and problem handling is the second independent variable. So first is the security and privacy, that whether the there are efficient security devices or not. I have developed a scale, so I will show you the scale also. So this is my scale that I have developed it. Okay, so then the customer satisfaction is there. Okay, so customer satisfaction so is there. Okay, so this is the scale that I will show you. So issues and problem handling, the third one is the reliability is the third input, or we can independent variable. Efficiency is the fourth independent variable. So guys, so it depends upon study to study. So which study I am conducting. So there may be 5 very independent variables. There may be you can say 10 independent variables. So this is the questionnaire of this study. This is the questionnaire. So demographic features, you all know. I'm not going to explain you the questionnaire. Okay. So if you are a user of e-banking, so this is my questionnaire. If you are a user, I'm again zooming it. So is it visible, Chandan? The questionnaire.
Yes, sir, it is
Oh, okay.
perfectly visible.
So okay. So see, guys, this is my questionnaire. So the age, gender, occupation, marital status, education, secondary school, bachelor's, okay, monthly income. Okay, now e-banking service quality. If you are a user of internet banking service, okay, for conducting banking transaction, please indicate the extent to which you agree or disagree with each statement below. Okay, so this is my questionnaire, which is on Likert scale. So all of you know Likert scale, what Likert scale is all about. So okay, so data is on Likert scale. So my first variable is the independent. Okay, so independent variable, sorry, it is efficiency. So login speed of the bank account is prompt and fast. So these are the constructs which I developed from the research papers, the what we say, the review of literatures. So login speed of the bank. Okay, I'm comfortable to complete any transactions through internet banking. So bank's website is straightforward. Internet banking is flexible. Bank site maintenance is not time taking. So strongly agree, disagree. Similarly, the second is the credibility. So confidence, I'm highly confident that in the credibility of internet banking services. Similarly, internet banking services are reliable. I have found at bank's website. So these are the constructs which I developed from the, you can say, from the review of literature. After going through the review of literature, I have applied the artificial neural network on this scale. I will show you how to run this. So then next is the security and the privacy. In the security and privacy, the bank side, everybody of most of us use the internet banking. So of course we want that the bank side should be secure and safe. Okay, and internet banking does not share my financial and personal information with others. Okay, so a bank is efficient in handling the data. So bank side provides direct security measures. So I found that the options when I want to cancel my own transactions. So these are the construct of security and privacy. Similarly, about the issues and problem handling. So issues and problem handling, these are the constructs. Banks respond quickly, 24 by 7 client service. Okay, bank representative is there. Okay, client services representative takes short time in handling my issues. Banks give compensation for the problem it creates. I found the required information. So guys, these are my independent variables: efficiency, credibility, security, and issues and problem handling. So if we look at this PPT, security, issues, reliability, and efficiency, these are my independent variable. Now suppose here, if I am to design this multi-layered feed-forward neural network model, so input layer I1. So if I say I1, what is my first variable, first independent variable? So my first independent variable is this one. That is what we call its construct, that is efficiency. Efficiency, okay, efficiency. Similarly, the second one is the uh, credibility. Sorry. So second one is the credibility. So I2 is the credibility. Similarly, what is I3? I3 is issues and problem handling. Issues and problem handling will be my third. Security and privacy, issues and problem handling. Okay, so these are my I3, I4. We have credibility also, efficiency also. Issues and problem handling, security and privacy. So these are my independent variable. Now my dependent variable OX output. So output will be my customer satisfaction. So satisfaction level, this is the customer satisfaction level. So this is about the my dependent variable. I am satisfied with the internet banking service quality. I am satisfied with the services of payment, satisfied with the safety, satisfied with the services of privacy of transactions. I recommend the use of internet banking services. So this is the my what we say. This is the dependent variable. So independent or the dependent. So the again the same. So the conclusion is that friends, the independent and the dependent. So what is in the regression analysis? The same thing, independent and dependent. So the conclusion is the same where the same thing. So in the regression we apply, okay, independent variable is there, then we have the dependent variable. Similarly, we apply in social sciences the neural network with the independent variable and the dependent variables. Now guys, the added advantage of this technique is that, okay, I will that it is less time taking and sophisticated technique, and its error rate is very less in comparison to the classical regression model, because it is a non-linear technique. It is a non-linear technique. Why it is a non-linear technique? I'm giving you the answer, because this is the activation function. The activation functions, these are the non-linear. These are the non-linear activation functions that we apply. And consumer behavior is usually a non-linear. If we are purchasing today, tomorrow, after 2, 3, 4, or 5 days, after 1 year, we may not purchase. We know there is a new thing in the market, so it is a non-linear. So the reality is that the data is non-linear, and we apply the linear techniques like the regression analysis, okay, or the SEM. Rather, SEM is also a linear structure equation modeling. So it is best to apply the what it is the linear that is sorry the non-linear techniques like the neural networks. So this is about the this questionnaire. Now I show you in a software that is the SPSS. Yes. So is it visible, Chandan?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is visible.
So guys, this software, this questionnaire, I had framed it and got it filled from my respondents. So around 230 to 240 respondents have filled this questionnaire, and I have framed this, put it, and coding also. This is the age, okay. So gender, marital status, education. So these are my questions. Q1, Q2. If you look at it, coding portion. So strongly agree to agree or disagree. It is up to us. Okay, what we give. So agree, disagree. So these are my questions. Look at it. Yes. Login speed E1, E2, E3, E4, I5, sorry, E5, E6. So this is the efficiency. So this is my first. Sorry. Yes. This is the efficiency. Okay. So login speed of the bank, I'm comfortable. So there are 6 questions. So these 6 questions are framed here. E6. Okay. Similarly, C for that is the credibility or reliability. So there are 5 questions here. So in the credibility portion, 7 to 11. So 7 to 11. Okay. So C1 to C5. So this is the portion of credibility. So I have taken it on scale. So strongly agree, disagree, etc. So S1, S2, S5, S6, S7. So these are the security. So the questions relating to the security. Similarly, guys, we have the what is the last one is the issues and problem handling. So I6. Okay. So this is that. And the last one is the customer satisfaction. So that is my independent variable. Now, students, so these I have put it in the what it is, that is called the in this software. So guys, I have applied the hybrid model. Okay, in this example, okay, I have applied the hybrid model. Okay, hybrid model, just for example, I am writing it here. That is the factor analysis. Okay, the factor analysis I have run. First, I have applied the factor analysis. So the factor analysis I have run first. I am not explaining you the factor analysis, how the results of factor analysis. In brief, factor analysis, all of you know. Okay, maybe don't know. Factor analysis is a data reduction technique. So data reduction technique. So the factors which contribute more, whose vary on the basis of their variations, they are selected and the rest are forgotten. So we get the factor score. When we run the factor analysis, the output we get that is the factor scores. Factor scores, sorry. My factor scores, okay, I have got. So these factor scores, okay, so I have first of all run the SPSS and got the factor scores. So factor 1, factor 2, factor 3, factor 4. So these are the factor score. If I say factor score factor 1, so this is my first factor. From Q1, that is what we say. Efficiency is the first factor. So factor 1, okay, is the efficiency. So factor 1 is my efficiency, factor 1. Okay. Similarly, the factor 2 is the credibility. Factor score I have got. Okay, I have got the factor score of these independent variable. Factor 3 is the security and privacy, and similarly is factor 4, that is the issues and problem handling. So issues and problem handling, that is the factor 4. So first of all, running this is a hybrid model. that I'm discussing with you. So hybrid model is linear model plus the non-linear. That is what we say. We call it as the artificial intelligence, the hybrid model. So Q1, so the factor scores I have received. So I have saved these factor scores: factor 1, factor 2, factor 3, factor 4. So these are my independent variables, or you can say the factor scores which I have calculated after applying the factor analysis. So factor 1 is a summation, sorry, of these 6 factor Q1 to Q6 questions. So this is the factor scores of this uh, factor score of this particular independent variable. Now factor 1, factor 2, factor 3, factor 4, similarly factor 5, that is the customer satisfaction that I have received. So factor 1, factor 2, factor 3, factor 4, these are the independent variables. So factor 5 is my dependent variable. So now I will run the artificial neural network, okay, this technique. So first I have run the factor analysis. So factor analysis I have run the, okay. So it means the hybrid model, if I talk about, just hold on. If I say hybrid model, okay, that is, if I say factor analysis, I have got the factor scores. Now plus ANN. ANN is the artificial neural network I will apply. So factor analysis, I have received the factor scores. So now I will run the neural network. So I will go to the in the SPSS. So analyze, go to, yes, this is the neural network. So multi-layer perceptron. So multi-layer perceptron. So this new window will open. So you will see here the dependent variable, cofactors. These are my independent variables. So guys, so these are my independent variables. So these are my factor scores, which I saved. Okay, these are my factor scores. This one, this one, this one, this one. And this is the independent variable factor 5. So if I run this, I open it, multi-layer perceptron. So yes, guys, so these are the factor score. Okay, so I will put it in the covariates. This is my independent variable. So these are my independent variable, consist of what it is, that is the issues and problem handling, efficiency, credibility, etc. So these are my independent variable. Factor 5, which is a customer satisfaction, I take it on the dependent variable, just like the regression, just like the regression. Okay, similarly like regression it is. So I'm not doing anything extra. It is not simple the regression. These are the independent variables, and this is a dependent variable. Got it? Now I will go to partition. So partition. So guys, this is a training and testing that I discussed with you. If I put 8 here, so and 2 will automatically will be the testing. Holding out is not there. So training and testing. So I can do 80% also. I can do 70% also. So what does it mean? So it means that my 70% of data will be used for training and the remaining 30% for testing. I can do 80% or 90% also. This is up to myself. But suppose if I'm writing a research paper, okay. So if I'm writing a research paper, then what should I do? I should follow what the others are doing, because I have to give a justification. If I am taking 70%, then why I am to take 70%? Why should we take 70%? So there should be justification for that. So this is about next. This is about the partition. Now, guys, the architect. So in the architect, first is the automatic. So automatic is it automatic selected. So what we will go by customize. Customize means we will give command. So first we will take the number of hidden layers. So hidden layers you already know. Just hold on. So this is the hidden layer. If I simultaneously show this, sorry. So this is a hidden layer. So there is one hidden layer. Okay. So if it is the one hidden layer, okay, so number of hidden layer, we can also take two. I will show you also one or two. So one hidden layer is there. Now number of units. So number of units in the hidden layer. Now if I take one hidden layer, so custom, so hidden layer one, number of units. So here there are 1, 2, and 3. Number of units in the hidden layer is 3. Okay, so I will take 2, 3, or 5, but there should be justification why I'm taking. So what is best can be done? We should experiment it from 1 to 10. Then which is the best model? We should choose that. So customized one. Now the activation function. So activation function, identity, sigmoid, hyperbolic, tangent functions. So these are the activation functions. So there are both at the hidden layer, okay, and the output layer. So hyperbolic, tangent function. This is the best activation function. Why it is? Because I have already discussed with you guys that this is the best activation function because the error rate is less. So this is about the architecture selection. Similarly, guys, about the training, it is no need to touch this portion. So now the output, so the predicted and the observed, so it is up to us whether we want to take it or we do not want to take it. So independent variable important analysis, we can also take it. What is that? I will tell you. Next, we have the save option. Now save predicted values. So we can save the predicted values. Okay, so prediction is the customer satisfaction. So prediction is the customer satisfaction. Okay, so of course output, what I am doing, the independent variable is on the one side, output is on the another side. So output is my, of course, the customer satisfaction. So I will now run it. Okay, so no need to export, it's already. So now when I will run it, yes, so this is the results. Now you are seeing this, these are the results. So guys, fact one is my first independent variable. So this is fact 2 is the second independent variable, 3 is the third independent variable, and 4 is the fourth independent variable. So fact 1 is the first independent variable, which is what is it? I forgot that. That is the efficiency, factor 1. Second is the credibility, and the third one is the security, and the fourth one is the issues and problem handling. That is the sorry, just hold on. Yes. So okay, so we took 5 neurons. We took 5 neurons in the hidden layer. So this is the hidden layer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is a bias neuron also there. So it is okay, automatically take it. It is up to us whether to consider it or not. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 neurons, and F5, this is the output. Now guys, the question right now, sorry, the activation function is hyperbolic tangent function that I had already discussed with you. Now the question is how to select the model, which is the best model. So here I'm just answering you. So sum of squared error, this is what has been calculated. We call it as the error. If you know regression, in regression we have the R square. R square is the explained variation, and the difference is the unexplained variation. Unexplained variation is my error. Unexplained variation is the error. So sum of square is my error. So this is a sum of squared error. So we can also calculate the sum of squared error on the sum of squared error. We can calculate the mean square error. We can calculate the root mean squared error. So if you know Excel, so these type of errors calculation, you can do it by giving a command in the Excel, sum of squared error. Finally, sum of squared error you will choose, and then mean squared error and the root mean squared error. Now guys, so similarly about the independent variable importance, if you see, so this is the factor 1, factor 2, factor 3, factor 4. So this is the importance of the variables. So it means if you look at this, these are the weights, 0.376. So highest weight of factor 3. So if we look at factor 3, So factor 3 is my this one. Security and privacy. So it means what? So if we analyze it, highest weight is of 0.376. So it means that we Indian, because this data was collected from the uh, Indian customers. So 0.376 is the weight. It means the Indian customers are giving more importance to security portion. So security portion, the bank should think of the security. So factor 3 is the security. Then the customer is satisfied. Similarly, 0.328 is the first one. The second importance is to this one, that is the factor 1, that is my efficiency. Similarly, about the next is given to the factor 2 and factor 4. So guys, so these are the results of neural network model. So there are the 208. 208 is the total number of observations. So 145, approximately 70% is data used for training, and the remaining 30% is used for testing purposes. So guys, so this is about the first model that I discussed with you. We have the adult model. Okay. Now let me explain it. Yes, just give me a minute. So guys, again, we have opened this neural network model. Okay. So partitions, we will go, it will remain same, 70-30. Architect. Now we can take two hidden layers. So two hidden layers we can also take. So two hidden layers. Okay. So now hidden layer 1. So hidden layer 2, we can take suppose 7 neurons in the hidden layer 2. Now we are taking two hidden layers. So the training is okay, the output is okay, save, export. So if we run this model, you will see. So yes, guys. So there are two hidden layers. See, this is the first hidden layer. This is the second hidden layer. So there are 5 neurons in the hidden layer and 7 neurons in the second hidden layer. So output. So this is the output. So this is the output. So sum of square errors, you are seeing this. Okay, 4.967 similarly. So guys, so this is about the what we say, the how this neural network technique is applied. So similarly, guys, you can also, if you know the Excel, okay, this is the data of my research paper. So this is the actual and the ANN predicted. So that in Excel, I have prepared this diagram. Okay, so these are the predicted. So ANN predicted, this is that, and the actual, this is the actual one, actual prediction, and the ANN predicted. So you can also prepare the diagram in the Microsoft Factor or in the MS Word. So this is just the diagram. So guys, so this is an example of the real life example of the banker. Okay. So should I continue it, or you guys are filling it over? So I have another thing to discuss also. Yes.
Sir, please continue. I think participants are learning a lot more. And so, if you have any few more examples, please continue, sir.
Yes. Okay. So guys, this is the example that I have shown to you. Uh, I can show you, the real research papers also, so that you may be convinced. Okay, I have discussed with you. So the real research paper I also show you of ABDC. One of my research is being reviewed. Real research paper. Let me show you. Just give me a minute. Where the banker. Just give me a minute. Sample. So this is the model, the research paper. This is not my research paper. So, guys, International Journal of Bank Marketing. This is a B category journal. Okay, and the Scopus listed journal, of course, of repute. So, modeling and analysis of bank customer satisfaction using neural network approach. Okay, what I discussed with you, the same thing has been okay applied. Okay, so the data I have taken, this is the Indian context. So the study was conducted in Tehran. Okay, artificial neural network. The same he has applied the factor analysis. Okay, so questionnaire. Okay, strongly agree, disagree. So comparative factor analysis has been applied. Variance similarly. So Cronbach alpha. Okay, if you know the before applying the factor analysis, we are to check the reliability also. So I'm discussing the neural network portion. See, this is the input layer, hidden layer, and the output layer. I think it is quite visible to you. So input layer, input 1, 2, 3. Okay. So ANN models is a TANH activation function that has been applied. So I discussed with you the TANH activation function. So at the hidden layer and the output layers. So they have run it on MATLAB. Okay. So I discussed with you on in the SPSS. SPSS is equally efficient. So they have calculated the mean square error, the best model. So the best model on the basis of mean square error. SPSS calculates sum of squared error. So sum of squared error if we divide it by n, so that we get the mean squared error. So ANN structural design, yeah, this is the important part. So guys, I have taken the 4 variables. Okay, efficiency, reliability, issues and problem handling, and the credibility. So in this paper, they have considered these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 independent variables. So these are my 9 independent variables, and customer satisfaction. This is the what we say is the output or the dependent variable. So they have taken it one hidden layer. So guys, if you look at the research paper, usually one hidden layer is taken by the researchers. So this is about the practical data they have taken 75% data or okay for training, then the rest 25% data for testing purposes. So comparison of the actual and the what it is with the predicted. So guys, so this is they have also applied the regression. So the results of the classical regression model, the standardized beta. So if you look at the conclusion portion, neural network outperform. Okay, so neural network outperform than the classical regression model. So the results of the neural network are, you can say, are very accurate as far as the error is concerned. So error of neural network is less. Okay, in comparison to the classical regression model. So the reason is that the neural network is based upon the what we say, it is a non-linear technique. So and the consumer behavior, these are the is basically non-linear. So this is the actual research, that is a research scenario that is going on. Okay, so this is a questionnaire again, so it is on the scale of it is on Likert scale. So guys, so these type of techniques are widely accepted. Okay, so these are being applied in the corporate world or in the social sciences also. So this is the example that I gave to you, the banker. Similarly guys, next example, loan officer. Okay, so the loan officer, this is the first, let me open the yes, the file. So bank loan, just give me a minute. Just hold on, Let me open the file of bank loan. So this is the bank loan. What is this? The data, the information. So loan officer at a bank needs to able. Okay, he is to identify the characteristics. Okay, that indicate the people who are likely to default on loans. Okay, so they're good and bad credit risks. Okay, so sample of past customers okay is there. So the train a multiplier perceptron or validated the analysis of the past customers. So good or bad credit risks, so it can be you can say determined by applying the neural network to see the bankers. So the banker these days are applying the technique of neural network. So whether this particular customer will default or not. So guys, this is the data of age, education, employment. Let me show you the variable view. See, this is the age in years. It is given there already. Level of education. Okay. So we have taken it. Did not complete high school degree. So this is the level of education, the employment, years with current employer, years at current address, household income, it is given, debt to income ratio. So all of you know the debt to income ratio. Similarly, credit card debt in thousand. So what if there is credit card debt? So it is the it is given in thousand. Similarly, other debt in thousands. So the default, that is the previously defaulted. So here this is my dependent variable. So default, whether this particular customer is default or not. One for yes, zero for no. It means the previously. If he has previously defaulted, now again suppose the loan is being given to this particular customer. Okay, so we have the data. So whether this particular customer will default or not. So this is the default. This portion is my dependent variable. So guys, so what sorry, so neural network again, we will apply it. Yes, age. So guys, one of the more added advantage of neural network is that it does not consider it, I mean, it consider every, even if the data is categorical also. You know, age, sex, married, unmarried. So these are the categorical variable. So neural network consider this data as it is. So we have to code it only. So these are the my covariates. Covariates, that is the independent variable. I am taking it here. So default, this is my dependent variable. So partition is there. Okay, 70-30% I am taking it. So similarly, the architect, I'm taking the customized architect. Okay, one, or we can take it two also. It is up to us. Okay, customize architect or one. Okay, if I take custom, then I can consider suppose 5 neurons in the hidden layer. Similarly, training portion. Okay, architect is there. So first let me select the hyperbolic tangent function. So training is there, output. Okay, similarly, independent and variable important analysis, followed by the save. I have chosen it. So I will now click on yes. So the results, it will come. Yes. So guys, so these are the results. Okay, so age, education, so default 1 or 2. Okay, so sum of scared error 62%. So I can find out the error rate. Now, how to interpret that matters. How bankers interpret this information. See, guys, so this is the predicted one. Okay, so MLP predicted. Suppose this the particular one is that he will previously he has defaulted. So what are the chances that this particular person will default or not? If we consider this model, it is 0.523. So 0.52, you can say there is a chance that this particular person may not default. Similarly, 0, this person has not defaulted earlier. So what is the chance that he may not default? This is 0.02. So this is the how the conclusion is that how the bankers, okay, apply these neural network in their respective areas. So guys, this is the one example. I'm also working on okay, this is so I'm also working on this area, scenario 4, scene 4, that is psychology. This is particularly the psychology, the example. Psychology can study the relationship between the personality traits and the investment behavior. Okay, so these are the you can say the personality traits and how the investment behavior is influenced depending upon the personality traits. So in the psychology area, so this technique is also being applied. Similarly, this is the finance field. Economists can predict the future stock market prices or foreign exchange rates applying the neural networking modeling. So guys, so this is I'm showing you the example of my own research paper that I did. Yes, this is the paper. Yes, so I have forecasted the inflation in G7 countries and application of neural network. So this is my research paper in one of the ABDC journal. So guys, so I have forecasted the inflation in G7 countries. So G7 countries, guys, Australia, America is there. So this is the methodology, America and the other European countries. So neurons, the hidden layer, the output layer. So activation function is the 10H activation functions that I have applied. Okay, so performance criteria, I have taken the sum of scared error, then root mean square error and the mean absolute error, followed by the data set. Okay, so interpretation and results. So guys, this is the network 221381. So 2862, these are the number of neurons in the hidden layer. So this is for USA, Canada, France. Okay, so I have actually basically the data with me, but I have stick this study to only with SPSS. I have applied this tool, the results on Statistica. So sorry, I cannot. I don't have that right now. The software with that. Otherwise, I could have shown you the results also. So, guys, I have tried to. I think used almost 1 hour 30 minutes to explain you, but the time is still very less. I have a lot of things to be discussed, and sorry, I have a lot of things still to be discussed, but time is very short. And I hope that I have given you the somehow near information. I'm still a learner of this particular model. Yes, guys.
Thank you, sir. It was really a very insightful session, sir, and you explained the ANM in such a lucid manner. Thanks a lot. Earlier, there was a kind of fear. I think it was in me also, but after this session, I am feeling that yes, if after doing a little bit of practice, we can learn it. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Even
Sir, yeah.
Chandan, when I was a student, when I entered, when I started applying this technique, I had also had a fear. I also had a fear. My supervisor guided me that you should purchase an engineering book I had purchased an engineering book, but that is over my mind. Okay, too much technical language that was applied, and I learned it from the research papers. So the best way to learn any technique is through research, what the researchers are saying, because researchers have given the only the exact what is required. So the best way to learn this technique is through research papers. Okay,
Sir,
yes,
we have
there.
few questions
Yes, yes,
in
yes.
the chat box.
Anita Kumari, what are the implications of artificial intelligence in banking and finance? So I think I have already given you the example of banking, the fraud detection and risk management. Okay, finance portion, this consumer behavior, the banking field, finance is nothing but economics, the foreign exchange market. Okay, foreign exchange market, you can predictions, you can predict the foreign exchange market. The economist can apply these techniques for the future. You can say the foreign, what is the foreign exchange, what is the forex rate after a particular time period. So I think I have already given it the answer. So how AI is transforming the working environment of banking sector, the same thing. Acha. Anupam, can prepare a prediction model for success of startups. Startups, it is difficult. The reason is that why it is difficult. The reason is that because artificial intelligence are based upon some past data. Startups don't have data. If a particular person wants to start, okay, so his experience or anything, okay, so he do not have that. Okay, so we cannot do it with startups. So this is the limitation, you can say. We cannot do. I think he should go to the astrologer rather than that. But whether he will be successful or not. Yes.
Yes, sir. We have one more question in the chat box.
What is the role of hidden layer? Yes, very good question. Hidden layer, how to determine the appropriate number of hidden layer? First of all, let me, this is a good question by Rajiv Ranjan. I was expecting this question. Nobody asked this question. Why hidden layer? If you know operation research, have you guys studied operation research, the linear programming? The linear programming. Linear programming.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
LPP,
Yes,
linear
sir.
programming program.
Yes,
The
sir.
linear programming, linear programming, if we do not take any hidden layer, then there will be infeasible solution. No solution, no output. Rajiv Ranjan, what I'm saying, if we do not take the hidden layer, the solution will be infeasible. Okay, infeasible solution, your diagram, it is open. There is no solution. So this is the role of hidden layer, to have a check that at least
Sir, thank you very much, sir. Next part of the question is how to determine the appropriate number of hidden layers.
It is not an
Yes.
appropriate number of hidden layer. It is an appropriate number of neurons in the hidden layer.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Hidden layer is better. It is one hidden layer. Why it is one? This is, I'm not saying, this is what the researchers say. If I am taking one hidden layer, there should be proper justification. The justification, when I write a research paper, I quoted, these are the studies of Chandan, these are studies of Dr. Krishna Chandraji and Sunil Kumar. They have taken it one hidden layer, so I have taken this. Okay, so there is no criteria. So this is what, I should move by the trend, in which direction the trend is going on. If I take this again one hidden layer, then it is one or it is two. Now the question is, technically in language, if I say, if we take more hidden layers, so what happens? Iteration process increases. Iteration is the calculation. It takes more time for calculation. So that is a drawback if we take more hidden layers. Now the next question is, how to determine the appropriate number of neurons? Again, we have to try by permutation and combination. In my research, I tried it from 1 to 15. Okay, try to 1 to, it means one layer from starting from 1 to 15. Why it is 15? Because it considers maximum, you can say. Okay, you can take 10 also. There is no criteria. Till now, I have not seen any research paper where it is mentioned that number of neurons may be 20 or 25 or 40. No. Maximum, again, the iteration process will increase. So it is up to you. This is at the discretion of the researcher. Yes, AI can use for replacement of teacher in higher education. I don't think so. Because, guys, I'm in lovely professional university. So, these days we are using a special software that is Code Tantra. Code Tantra is a AI driven software. We are supposed to deliver the lecture. There's a, you can say, virtual classroom. Virtual classroom, we have the opportunity of, you can say, the blackboard, the whiteboard. I can take the presentation also. But the students, the point is that the students are non-serious. Behind the back, they are sleeping. Okay, AI, no doubt, but the non-seriousness on the part of the students. What are doing behind? So I don't think so that AI can use for replacement of teacher. No, who has created this AI? It is a teacher, of course, who has created this AI. So first of all, he would like to save himself or herself.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Muhammad
If
Cash suggest me resources to learn AI like YouTube, book, and site. Muhammad Cash, okay. I'm giving you my mobile number. So please WhatsApp me. I can tell you there. I reply you through WhatsApp. Okay. Right now, actually, I'm very, very tired. Because I board from 40 to 50 kilometers, so I came here early to deliver this lecture. So I could not even yesterday night I woke up till 12 to prepare this presentation. So I'm very tired right now.
so thank you, sir. Before handing over this dice for the vote of thanks to my friend Mr. Siddharth Ghosh, I will request all our participants if they can just switch on their camera so that we can take a screenshot of today's session. That will be thankful to us for that. Yeah. If other participants can also just, yeah, thank you. Siddharthji, I think you are taking the screenshot.
Just a minute, Chandanji. I will request all the participants to switch over their cameras. All the participants, please. Thank you.
Chandraji,
Yeah.
Kamlesh is there.
Sir, Kamlesh sir was with us. Kamlesh sir, if you can hear me, I think, sir, because of some technical issues, he just left the meeting, sir.
No problem.
Yeah, he was with us right from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Now I will request my friend Mr. Siddharth Ghosh for a formal vote of thanks. Siddharthji, over to you.
Thank you, Chandanji, for giving me this opportunity. I'd like to thank our respected resource person for this session, Professor Sachin Kashyap sir, for his highly informative session on neural network and the nitty and gritties involved with this subject. Certainly, sir, with AI kicking in into every sector, this network and this model will definitely be helpful to all those young research scholars who will be taking up research in their relevant fields. We thank you also, sir, for taking great pains in making this presentation so lucid. And this has been one of the best sessions which we had in our capacity building program. I'll also like to thank our Honorable Dean, Professor Pavnesh Kumar, who is the course coordinator, along with Dr. Sapna Sugandha and Dr. Alka Lalhal, who are the course co-coordinator of this program, along with all the faculty members of our department who have always guided us every time during organization of this event. I thank the participants as well for their involvement, which makes all the sessions interactive. With these words, on behalf of Pandit Madan Mohan Malvi, School of Commerce and Management Sciences, I would like to express our sincere thanks to you, sir, and to all the academicians and research scholars who have joined us today. We will be also uploading these lectures on YouTube by this weekend, and we will again be joining tomorrow in the morning session at 9:30 a.m. With your due permission now, sir, we can bring this session to a close.
Yeah. So thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Rajiv Ranjan, I have seen your question. So please WhatsApp me. I will definitely reciprocate you. Okay, Rajiv?
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes.
Okay, I have seen your question also.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you, sir.
thank you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.